Good morning. It says we are live on this beautiful Friday morning. We're waiting a little bit for Angel to get here. She drops her daughter off at school about 10 minutes till, and she said she would get here just as fast as she could. So welcome to another episode on Friday Free for All of Free Daily Coaching, where we are here Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Pacific. Mr. Bert Bledsoe does Monday through Thursday with different topics, and he gets very passionate sometimes. On Fridays, I get the honor of hosting, and I've been interviewing people, which has been very enlightening, and I've enjoyed it very much. What an amazing group of people we are in this community. And this week, I'm going to interview Angel Balachowski when she gets here, which I hope is soon. But thank you for joining us this morning on this episode. And if you have any questions for Angel, and I believe she is here now. Good morning.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you. How are you?
I am good. You made good time.
Well, I had to get one to school and one to upstairs and comfortable, right? So
The joy of having children.
Exactly.
So let me introduce you here.
How are you?
I'm sure most people know you already. You know, Angel, I was thinking about this morning. Since I came online, I think you and I's lives have crossed so many times. I feel like you're my best friend, that I've known you forever.
I know, right? It's so awesome.
I know, and
we're gonna get to finally meet.
I know, in September. Yay!
I'm so excited. Are you going in August as well?
I don't know anything about the August one.
Like, live the dream.
Oh, live the dream. I don't know. I'm going up to Bert's Ranch in May, the end of May.
Oh,
and
that's exciting.
Spending a few days up there with he and Jessica, and so I'm really looking forward to that.
Awesome.
In fact, is that where we first met, was through Bert?
Yeah, it would be for sure, because that's where I started out here too. Was over here.
Yeah.
That would have been, it would be 2 years ago this coming August that I met Bert.
And it's only been about a year and a half for me, but
yeah, so exactly the same timing, eh? Crazy.
So what brought you online to begin with?
Wanting to be home with my kids. That was it. I wanted to be home with my kids, and so I tried a bunch of different things, and really I was introduced to network marketing and knew that in order to build my network marketing team, because my warm market was so not open to network marketing, that I had to seek online. So I started taking courses and seeking out, and I came across MLSP just by finding it online. Like, nobody introduced me to it. I just found Brian's video online, and that's when I was like, hey, there's an option to do this online, so let's go with it and see.
And so there you go, guys. Again, video works for sure.
It does, absolutely. Video is one of my favorite marketing platforms for sure.
Well, it took me a while and Glenn Mooney to kick my butt. So it wasn't always easy for you, though, was it? You had some struggles in the beginning.
Oh yeah, I had no clue what I was doing in the beginning, and I was like self-taught because I didn't really have anybody guiding me. I was teaching myself, and I struggled probably probably for the first 6 months, I just like studied the training. I didn't even really apply too much. I was just learning it. And then things came together when I met Bert and started to really listen to him and listen to his guidance and just be like, okay, he's done what I want to do. How did he do it? And just do the things that he told me to do. That's when everything changed. And getting around this group here and having that community and coming out of my shell where I kind of always was a wallflower. Like I was always observing when we would do the 100-day challenge or anything. I was like in the background and always watching all these people step up and do stuff. And so coming around you guys really helped me to come out of that, because he would bring us out on Fridays, right? And all of a sudden it's like, oh my goodness, I'm on a hangout. You know, I have to talk to people. And so that really helped me to just get comfortable with it. And then learning from him helped me to finally make some money online.
I hear you there. And then you and Lynn were going to do a project together, and something happened to stop that. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, we just like had a horrible catastrophe in our house. It was, my husband got hurt at home, and because he was home, they had sent him home early from work. He got in a horrible accident that put him out of work for, I don't know, 8-9 months. And he didn't have any benefits at his work. Like here in Canada, you either have a job that has benefits or you don't. And he unfortunately had a job that didn't. And because he was home, we didn't get what's called workers' compensation here. So we went, and I had just been laid off from my law firm job because I was still working in the evenings. So Chris would come home, and then I would go to work at 5, and I would come home at about 3 or 4 in the morning. So that was our schedule. And then all of a sudden I got laid off. 2 weeks later, he had the accident. So we went from basically a 2-income household to like a third of an income, if that. And so it was really hard. We went through a lot of horrible things. And I think at that point, I was just too stressed. I didn't even know who I was at that point. I was just, you know, when you go into survival mode and you're just like functioning through your days. I've got 2 kids to take care of. I've got businesses that I was running, and it was just like, okay, I've got to make money. Like that's the only way I was functioning. It was like, I've got to get through my day and I've got to make money. And that was like my life for about 6 months, was just surviving.
Wow. That must have been just horrible.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we're still coming out of it. You know, when you go through that, if you don't have a safety net, then you fall. Like, you know, and that's just what happened to us. We had already really been stretching ourselves by me working so part-time. Like even though I was working in the evenings, I was only working 3 or 4 days. So my main goal was just to be with my kids. So we had already said, well, we'll go into debt for these few years while you're home with the kids and work out of it. But because we were already in debt, because I was home with the kids, we had nothing. Like we had zero. So having something safe and having what we have as an opportunity to fall into and to really build up is huge. So I would never recommend always just kind of just making it. There has to be something else that you can rely on.
Well, what I've noticed about you lately, okay, pup. You talk about kids. This one's a brat.
Doggies are kids too.
Oh yeah, she's got her little perch up here. You really can't see her, but she's right now in my drawer with pillows.
That's so cute.
All of a sudden, it seemed like you exploded. I know it didn't feel like that to you at the time, but you all of a sudden rank advanced in MLSP.
Yeah.
You started working with Doug Firebaugh, and if you guys don't know who Doug is, you really, really need to find him. He does a daily radio show called The Million Road, and he is
kind of like a rodeo.
Hey, bring me to rodeo, baby.
He is Texan, so.
Hey, there you go. Wouldn't you say that Dr. Doug is today's Jim Rohn?
Oh, yeah. Just so humble, though. Like, I mean, he would never even say that he is. So, for sure. He's going to be doing things in the home business industry. He already has, but I mean, the things that are coming, the changes that he's going to be making, and the icon that he already is and is even going to become more. absolutely. He's going to be so, I mean, his words are wisdom. You could write down everything that comes out of that man's mouth. It's amazing.
And I do, and I put it out on the line.
Yeah, exactly.
How did you meet Dr. Doug?
So it's so funny. Bert was on the radio show with him one day, and this was back like, this would have been right before Chris's accident. So this was like October 2014. And Bert was on there, and I just happened to post on my Facebook, hey, Bert's on the Millionaire Road with Doug Firebaugh. And Doug had just done a training for us in MLSP in August of that year. So I had just started like learning who he was and how brilliant he was. So I posted that, and Doug was like, hey, come on, we're going to have you on to the show sometime. And I was like, oh yeah, that would be great. And, you know, just kind of like, haha. But then it really happened. And then it happened over and over again. And I kind of hung back in the shadows while that was going on. And I think that coming and being a guest on his radio show helped me through that year, really just to, Doug's done something in my life that nobody else has. And he has somehow believed in me and seen something in me from the second that we met online. And we haven't even met personally yet, but he said to me, I see something in you. I know there's something in you that has to come out. And he is absolutely responsible for that coming out of me, because I think if you grow up, and it's not that I didn't have people believing in me, but I just had, our mentality was a little bit different, right? And so this whole world is new. So to have somebody to see your greatness and who you can be and encourage that out of you, like, I mean, that does wonders for a person. It completely changed me. So I owe him so much. I am so thankful for him in my life.
And myself also. He has deemed you the angelic one.
And I'm not.
When I'm listening to the show, and he'll say, I hear angel wings coming.
Yeah. It's so funny.
So he does call you out quite often, and you do a fantastic job.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I love being on there. It's just so much fun. It went from I was so nervous in the beginning, where I would just like sweat and get like stomach cramps. You would think that I did like a workout after I was on the show in the beginning. And now it's just like I hop on the phone and just do it. But it took a long time to get comfortable with that, that type of, I don't know. When you do videos, you don't know who's watching, but on the radio, people are listening, and they're listening critically, right? So it was tough to get used to.
Well, he's awesome. And if you guys don't listen to his show, I usually post it on my wall when he posts who his guest is going to be that day. And you just click on the bit.ly link that's in there, and then you hit live player, and the Millionaire Road will come up, and you just click on him. He comes on at 9:06 my time, which is Pacific time. But he is just awesome to listen to, you guys. So if you don't know who Dr. Doug is, you should. And this is your interview, and there I am praising Dr. Doug.
Go for it. He is amazing.
He is amazing. So I guess we should get around to marketing here. What marketing platforms have been working for you? What social media have you been using?
I've been doing a lot of Facebook ads lately. I kind of fine-tuned and took some extra courses there. So I've been doing that. It's been working really well. I also do video. I haven't been as active on video. And I also have blogs, but still same thing, haven't been as active because I'm focused a little bit more on just straight out recruiting right now. But those are the platforms that I love. I love Twitter. I think the marketing strategy, if anybody is in MLSP here and wants to go in the back office and check out April and Matt's strategy for Twitter, it works amazing. Like over Christmas, I paid for our entire Christmas just with their strategy. And I love everything. I mean, I'm home all the time, so I'm using basically everything, even LinkedIn. But I love video. Like my passion is video, and that is what I love to do. I love to put videos up, and I think the leads you get just continually from that are amazing. And if you do it the right way, they're going to come in all the time.
Okay. LinkedIn's sort of hard to crack.
I use LinkedIn for messaging, like seeking out the right people. and just shoot the messages. I find LinkedIn, you need to be straightforward. People don't have time to mess around with relationship building or anything like that. So I'm just very straightforward on LinkedIn.
I've been building my profile over there a little bit. But like I say, it's hard to crack. They're more very professional people over there.
Yeah, they are. So you're looking for the entrepreneurs and, just asking them questions about what they're open to is what I find works over there.
So you're doing Facebook ads. You love Twitter. Mark Lalone also has a really good course on Twitter in the back.
Does he? I haven't watched his yet. I watched about half of April and Matt's and just took off with it. So I haven't even finished theirs, but it just started working so good I never went back and watched anything else.
Have you tried Instagram at all?
I am not. No, I'm on Instagram. I have never had any results with Instagram. I don't know why. In the beginning, I tried the few things. I am not a huge picture taker. That's just not my nature. So I tended to pull away from it because I do believe in doing what you enjoy. And for me, Instagram was a chore. And so it was like, I'm not even going to force myself to learn a marketing platform that I already don't want to do, because if I'm putting that type of energy into it, I'm not going to get results from it, right? So I used it for personal photos and hanging out with friends, and I'm building slowly there so that when I have more time, I will probably focus on it more, but right now it's not a big focus for me.
Do you have any favorite books that you read?
Yeah, right now I'm listening to Psycho Cybernetics. I don't even know who the author is of that. I could look on my phone. But there's that. I just finished Outwitting the Devil, which, that
had a big impact on me.
Me too. It's just probably that book for me eliminated my fear, because I was able to recognize the only place where my fear was residing, and that book eliminated it. And I think probably my transformation in these last couple of months, along with Doug's coaching, that book and him just snapped something different in me. It made me realize we literally don't have to fear anything. That fear is just up here, and it's to trick us. And so the fact that now that I recognize fear as being part of the negative that's trying to hold me back, I can every time I feel fear now, I just shut it down. I just cancel it, and I think of where I'm going. So yeah, sorry, I kind of went off there. That book, what else have I read recently? Well, Think and Grow Rich was a huge impact. I read that once a year. And As a Man Thinketh, I read that every single day. I read one day portion every single day. Compound Effect was awesome. .com Secrets was awesome. Just tons of different books. I've got a list of every time somebody recommends a book, I just put it on my list. So I've got, I think, about 25 books on my list this year to read, but I love books.
Yep, I have that too. A big list. I just got As a Man Thinketh. I know I read it years ago, but I just got it. It's at my bedstand, and I plan on delving into it. Now, I haven't read the book Outwitting the Devil, but it is online, 6 hours worth.
Oh, really?
It's on YouTube, and listening to it, not even reading it, just really had a profound effect on my outlook on things. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's a life changer.
It really is. I keep asking them if they've got any questions for you, but nobody seems to want to ask anything. I guess we've just been too thorough, huh?
It's Friday. Everybody's in Friday mode.
I know what else I was going to talk to you about. Your kids. Your kids now, they're going to be not the next generation, because that would be Diane Hockman's kids, or the next generation of entrepreneurs. But your kids are going to be the generation after that, if you really think about it.
I know.
How are you bringing them into your business?
They are a part of it every single day. I don't try to hide them. unless if it's something very professional that I know they can't be a part of. Like if I'm hosting a webinar that's really important, then I don't have them in the background. If it's my own personal webinars, they're allowed to be around. I've always allowed them to hear everything that I'm doing. And when I listen to my books on audio or I'm listening to my trainings, I'm doing that in the kitchen where they can hear it. And they're thinking, like my daughter's thinking has already changed, because she will call me out when I'm speaking or thinking a way that I shouldn't be. She'll call me out on it now, and I love that. And I'm raising them. I mean, even after reading Outwitting the Devil, it's changed my mind a little bit on the education system. So I am starting this summer when they're out of school, we're going to be doing a daily entrepreneur training where I'm going to just talk to them about the possibilities in life and, you know, share with them what I'm doing, or share with them ways that they can start, you know, maybe thinking of things that they can do for themselves just in the home. Even my daughter and I put together all of her clothes yesterday that she wasn't using to give away. I mean, it's a way of just thinking of others before yourself. And she's, you know, talking about running her lemonade stand again this summer and what she wants to do with her money. And so just encouraging them. I let them be who they want to be. I don't really stifle them. And I'm a little bit of a free spirit, so I probably, some people would come into my home and say, you need to be more disciplined, but it's not lack of discipline. It's just that I'm allowing them to be, because I think going to school, everybody's lumped into this one group and everybody's expected to be the same, and you're supposed to get good grades in every course, and that's just not who they are. And so I'm not going to, you know, yell at them. I want them to strive to be the best in everything that they do. But if they're not the best in the class, I'm not going to make them feel bad about that. And I believe that we're made for a lot more than just going to school and getting good grades and graduating. So I'm just encouraging them to really bring out their spirit, to really tap into God and to figure out what their gifts are, and to just to openly talk about anything that they feel is on their mind. So not really like hippie like, but more free. It's free around here.
Your daughter is not afraid of the camera, that's for sure. She's going to be really good. Craig wants to know how old the kids are.
My daughter is 9 and my son is 3.5.
Wow, they are so lucky to have you for their mom.
Thank you. No, I love them. They are my life. Like, they are my happiness.
And Whitman wants to know if your husband is part of the business at all, and if so, how?
He's not. He's never, he's been very supportive in the fact that he has watched me fail a lot. So he's a part of the business in the way that he has never held me back from anything that I ever wanted to do. And even this last venture that I started, it was like, he could have easily said, you know, that's enough of changing what you're doing. And he didn't. So he supports me by, you know, when I'm hosting the webinars at 9 o'clock for the team, he's with the kids. Or, you know, if I have to if I have to call a bunch of leads in the evening, he's making supper and he's with the kids. So he's not actively building the business with me, but he's supporting me so that I can.
That's awesome. Dale wants to know what your daily method of operation looks like.
My deal, yeah. I schedule my day every night before I go to sleep. If I don't, then I find that you kind of spend too much time figuring out what you're going to do. So I always make sure I know exactly what my must-dos are every single day, my non-negotiables. And then there might be a few things that are on there that if I get to them, like a blog post, then great. If I don't, I'm not going to beat myself up about it. But my daily operation, because I'm actively building network marketing right now, my daily operation is my phone calls that I need to make, setting my appointments and active recruiting, getting with my team and knowing what they need and making sure that I'm with them and helping them with whatever they need. And then after that, it's anything else that falls after that. But my leads, my phone calls, my appointments, and my team are my number one for every single day. And then if I can do a video, or if I can do a blog post, or if I can actively recruit for another hour or whatever, then I do that as well. But those are kind of if I get to them, great. If not, I stopped beating myself up, because I found that I was at a stress level, like up here trying to do it all. And although I love blogging, and I have 2 blogs that I should be blogging on, I'm not beating myself up right now, because I can't handle that stress. It makes me, you could be up all night really working. And that's kind of what I was doing. And I realized I've got to allow myself to sleep. Stress kind of wreaked havoc on me, and my autoimmune system kind of got out of whack in the last year. So I'm really focusing on less stress, knowing exactly what I need to do. I've put my focus on building my team. And so the rest of the stuff, it doesn't fall along the wayside, but it's just not my focus. And so I know that as long as I do what I'm focused on, then I'm going somewhere, Mentally, I needed that.
You see what I have in my hand?
Hey, is that your greens or your reds?
That's my greens. And I'll tell you what, these greens help me focus every morning. They give me my energy. Well, they do more for me, as you know, but they can help you focus. Mm-hmm. And they take a lot of stress out of your life.
They do. When I'm tired, if I need a boost of energy, I take my greens and it's like, whew, okay, where am I going now?
Pour the reds right into my mouth.
Yeah, they're delicious. They're like a dessert.
Margaret said maybe she missed something, but how do you actively recruit?
Well, I try to not make it complicated for people because I actively recruit on every platform, but I schedule a day for each. So say Monday is my Facebook day, Tuesday is my Twitter day, Wednesday is LinkedIn, Thursday is, what else do I do? Oh, I use classifieds. I think classifieds are awesome for recruiting. And then I talk out, as I'm going out and about, I'm also talking to people. My main way of recruiting recently has been from Facebook ads. I wrote a story ad, and I suggest that anybody does this that has a Facebook page. Write a story about where you're at and where you're going, and target the people that you're looking for, and people respond to that. People want to know that you're real. And I think somebody trained on this in MLSP just recently too, a story ad. So you might want to go in the training, and they probably have way better training than what I'm saying here, but just saying where I've been, my struggles, then what's happened, what has me excited, and where I'm going and who I'm looking for. And probably for the last month, that's where I've been getting most of my leads from. I spent quite a bit on the ad, but I recouped all my cost through my recruiting and signing people up. So for me, that's worth it. So you have to be sometimes willing to take a risk in order to gain that result, and it's kind of pushing yourself. If you want to do everything free, then I would really suggest Twitter as a great way to actively recruit, because if you can find your specific people that you want to target, you follow them, you keep a list of all the people that you follow. And I wouldn't use an auto DM if you're going to be actively recruiting on Twitter, but you target the people, and then when they follow you back, you start that conversation and have a direct conversation and be like, I followed you for this reason. I'm wondering if you're open to whatever. Or if you're looking for people who might need MLSP, then you're following people in network marketing and you're doing the same thing. I followed you because I saw you're doing this. I'm just wondering, are you open to taking a look at a system that might help you get more leads and sales on autopilot? And just being direct instead of always beating around the bush and encouraging people. And that was just recent coaching that I had that helped me through that, because I was a relationship builder. I was like, oh, I'm so happy you're in network marketing. Good for you. I encourage, I was just, I was the encourager, and that's just kind of who I am. But to get results, you got to start being more direct, and you got to start to claim your own, and you got to realize that nobody's going to build your business but you. And so spending your time talking to people and building them up, the chances of them coming back around to you to say, oh, I'm struggling. Who was that person that I talked to 3 months ago that told me that I was doing awesome because I joined home business? Ask people for what you want. If you don't ask people for what you want, other people will. And the people who ask for what they want get what they want. And the people who don't end up working for the people who ask for what they want. So it's just realizing that coming out of your comfort zone and asking those direct questions wherever you are on whatever platform will get you those results. So it's just, yeah, that's changed it for me. But I would say Twitter for sure. If you want to do a free method, just follow that Twitter training on how to find your exact people and start talking to them, and make a goal to talk to 20 people on Twitter per day, and it will put your business in massive momentum.
You know what? You could do a whole training on just what you ranted about.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's true, and it's just, and I think for attraction marketing, relationship building is great, but if you're recruiting, you got to be direct. That's just the way it is, or else somebody else is going to come along and ask them the question, and you're going to see them signed up. And that just happened to me too. I wasn't direct with somebody, and I saw somebody sign up, which is great. I mean, I'm happy, they're in regardless, but it happens. People will come in and ask the questions that you're too scared to ask. So
two people that I introduced, they signed up elsewhere.
There you go. See, exactly. Yeah.
Because
So
I didn't push it. I didn't push it.
And I had that in another company too. I had someone sign up, and I was actually a little upset. And I asked the person who they signed up with, and I said, did they mention it all? And she said, yeah, they did mention, but they said that you didn't ask. I had said everything else but will you take a look? And I was like, you're right. I didn't ask. I did not say, will you take a look? I was just like, so this is what I'm doing. This is why it's so great, blah, blah, blah. But I never asked the question. So you'll miss out if you don't ask.
And you mentioned classified ads. What kind of classified ads?
Jobs, but I word them. I don't like to trick people. So if you're in network marketing, you can run a classified ad and not have it flagged. A lot of them will be flagged. It's just going back in and redoing it again. I mean, it's no big deal. But on Craigslist, I post ads and get the response. And I mean, we have a little bit of a different system for our company, which is great. But if you don't have any way for them to contact you, email is fine. And just having a conversation, being, again, direct up front what you're doing, and if they're open to it. And I recruited 2 people last week off of Craigslist, and you can find some really quality people. Craigslist, even from before, for the last couple of years, I've been using it for things that I've been doing, and there's some quality people out there looking. And when they see something that catches their eye, they will respond. And then there's some that aren't, but I mean, it's easy to differentiate between the two.
That's very true. Well, I know that you've got another call that you've got to get to.
I do.
I will be right behind you.
Well, thank you so much for having me on and being able to share and just spend some time with you guys in the morning. I can't see the chat, but I thank everybody who's here, and I'm just super honored to be here.
Well, we had a lot of people show up, and just this community is fantastic. I mean, it's an extension of MLSP's community, which is absolutely fantastic. And now we've got another family extension. So
right.
We're just surrounded by love, aren't we?
Absolutely. And I've got to say too, I mean, Bert believed in me before I believed in myself. And so he would always encourage me. And if you're working with Bert or anything, and you hear him say, you're going to have people noticing that you're doing something and rallying around you, but you're not feeling like you're doing anything, and all of a sudden that's going to tip. It's so true. And he is just such an encourager and such an amazing person that I cannot wait to meet that man in August. I'm just going to blow him right down with my hug.
Well, I already got to hug him twice, and I'll get to hug him even more in May. So.
Oh, that's awesome. That is so cool that you get to go hang with them.
Did you hear what he did for me at Christmas?
No. What did he do?
He drove, I don't know, probably 150 miles out of his way to take me to Christmas dinner because he knew I was all alone.
Oh, that is so nice, really. That's so awesome.
And I had no Christmas presents, and he brought me a Packers mug. He said it just killed him to buy that mug.
Oh my gosh.
But I was touched beyond belief. Oh,
that's so awesome. He's such a good person.
Margo wants to know what your last name is. It's Balachowski.
Balachowski, yes.
And if anyone, sorry guys, if anyone wants to find you, Angel, where should they look for you? Facebook
is the best. I'm the only Angel Balachowski out there. So connect with me over there if we're not connected already. And
Whitman, I will put Dr. Doug's information up on my my wall, or I'll send you a personal message so you can hear how to listen to his webinar or his call every day. It's fantastic.
It really is.
Anyway, Angel, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Everyone, thank you for attending this morning. Angel's one of my favorite
Thank
people.
you, guys. I absolutely adore you, Chris. I cannot wait to meet you. It is just going to be so exciting, and I absolutely love you. I love what you're doing for everybody. I love your consistency and enthusiasm, and I just can't wait to see what else is coming for you this year. It's going to be incredible.
It's going to be a big year, Angel.
It is. It is.
All right, guys, we're shutting it down. Love you guys, and thanks for being here.
Love you guys. Thanks.
Have a fantastic weekend and be blessed.